What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Figured the race was so quick last night. Do another bonus episode, save us, a few minutes besides just mentioning it on Monday. But it's time to discuss the 2023 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we did get to learn some things in, short of a race, as these things are. And one of those things is that Kyle Busch and those KBM trucks are fast. And he dominated. So started on pole and just he had a few little spots here and there where we had to worry, but he just drove away. Good to see. Again, change manufacturers and all that. And I thought the trucks looked way better than they even did last year when he was with Toyota. So again, I had the conversation on Friday during the show. Toyota looks like they've lost a giant step. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look good for them. Only time will tell. But big thing at the beginning too of the Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 was the amount of teams that and crews weren't there. We saw them getting out of like SUVs and running into the hauler to change, and then running to their pit stall to get things done. KBM, Kyle was one of those. Zane Smith was one of them. I believe a team from Nice was one of them as well. I weren't there due to travel issues for the beginning of the race, and that just seems a little weird to me. And I get it; they probably have a lot of other duties that they do at the shop, minus, doing the pit stops for the teams on pit road during their stops. But that's really, to me, it just seems odd that they would have them do it, on the same day. And we did have to see, issues where Zane thankfully didn't have issues. So that was a good thing. He didn't pit until they were there. But then we saw people like Kyle Busch have to, pit with random guys, and they had a loose wheel, so they had to come back down, tighten everything up with torque wrench, get around the wrecker at the same time and do that. And then they were good the rest of the night. But that just seems really weird, weird to me. And I know it costs an extra day again, like I said, and I'm sure they have other duties at the shop. It costs them another day away from their family. It costs, more money. Obviously, and the price of things, are slightly egregious right now if you haven't noticed. But them just hoping and praying that they schedule everything for the morning of, and that they can catch the flight and there'll be no problems and they make it there for the race. And I know there's not as much money, on the line in the truck series as like the Cup series and Xfinity series. But there's still a lot of money on the line, sponsorship and all kinds of stuff, to not have the guys that are trained, and that's their job to do that, to not be there because of something like wind, snow, ice, anything from wherever they're trying to go. It just seems really weird to me, and it leaves too much, or anything that can happen will happen, too much Murphy's Law for my liking. Not my life to make these decisions, but it seems weird. But again, if they got there the day before, then they'd need lodging and all kinds of other things, and that costs even more money. So it's one of those I fully understand. I just think it's really weird, but the way hotels are, getting those people, that many people there that early, that's, a bunch of extra money. So I get it. Just freaked me out at the beginning to see, just random guys out there trying to do their best. And hell, they did better than I probably would have held to run around. So kudos to them. It was just really weird to see that. Zane Smith won stage one, looked good all night. Hocevar won stage two under caution after an incident between Haley Deeg and Christian Eckes and John Hunter Nemechek. Looked like John, Hunter just happened to be there, but one of those, I believe Eckes got into the back of Deegan. She got loose, got into John Hunter. All hell broke loose. Our boy Ross snuck through because, he had a lot of experience trying to get through that stuff. But another normal weird thing. And then Kyle Busch got the lead back on lap 68 and he set sail. And, there's a bunch of, takeaways from it that I will get to in this very short amount of time. But I say it's nice to see his trucks that good. It sucked how it happened to Nick Sanchez because he was up there battling for the lead. It stepped out. He got into the wall, overcorrected. So it wasn't as good of a night as it could have been for him, but they had speed. And those guys look fast, and I say they look even better than they did last year. There's comments on all the posts on social media or YouTube on the video or anywhere. Like, I think that KBM looks faster this year. I could be wrong, but it looks really, really good so far. And it was nice to also see him say that he wished he would have been able to race Zane more, but the way it worked out, he just drove way before Zane could get up there. So at least he knows that he's talented, and saying things like that. And Zane pretty much confirmed in his post race interview too. But really, a lot of good, for being the only mile and a half they've run so far, and then they're going next race is going to be on a plate track. So it's a while before they get back to one. We did get to see some things, but the results were Kyle Busch first, Zane Smith second, Ben Rhodes third, and ThorSport. Good to see them, with Ford running good after the switch. I wasn't expecting them not to, but it's good. Corey Heim fourth, Ty Majeski fifth, another one of them. Christian Eckes sixth, Carson Hocevar seventh, Chase Purdy eighth, Grant Enfinger ninth, and Jake Garcia rounds out the top 10. Matt Crafton got 11th, which is still a good run because he had a lot of bad luck in finishes last year. Matty D was 12th, Daniel Dye 19th, Raja Caruth 29th, Nick Sanchez ended up 30th, and Haley Deegan was 32nd. Again, after just more stupid, there always seems to be something every race, but hopefully that wears off. Points coming out of it. Zane Smith's first by 2 points over second place Ty Majeski. And he was on a roll at the end of last year. So we'll see how that one, see if that continues, especially with all the changes they all made. And then all the way back to sixth is only 8 points back after the first two races. Matty D's in eighth, which is good. I think, they did get more consistent, but good to see him up there in the top 10. Haley Deegan back in 31st and 71 points back after only 2 races. And that's a lot of points. But some takeaways: a switch from Toyota to Ford for ThorSport, doing it again. They've done it before, from Ford to Toyota, back to Ford. They've done it. So I didn't expect it to be bad. I just wanted to see, if they could just pick up and go right away after making the switch, just because. And they've done well. So I'm enjoying seeing that, as well as, again, KBM switching from Toyota to Chevy. They actually seem like they got better, which is scary for how good they were, but they seem better in all of that. So that's an exciting thing. Again, they were up there. Dumb things happening. There's a lot of young drivers, but he just went out there and killed it. So good to see them doing well. People that we thought were going to be battling, for are battling for it currently. And, I don't see a lot changing in the top of everything when it comes to the championship. Zane Smith is going to be there. Ben Rhodes is going to be there. Ty Majeski is going to be there. There's a lot of guys. Crafton 11th, he has a chance to be there. Enfinger. Stuart Friesen will probably get up there. Christian Eckes, Hocevar. There's a few guys that are all, Heim. Again, he's on there. There's a few guys that, you'd expect to be there. And I think after a couple weeks, we get through Atlanta and all that, we'll get to see, all of that come to fruition and those people racing. Ford, again, still very early. But I think it was good. And then we also got to see, Haley Deegan, again, that luck, it's got to change. But we heard Chandler Smith when he got into the Xfinity car last week, say it was going, that was amazing because you can actually race them and do more with them than the truck. So maybe it is a thing. I still don't think that, she's ready for the move to Xfinity, but I'm sure they're going to make it before I'll ever feel she's ready. It's just that nothing's worked well. And I want to see more consistency and things working out before she just gets thrown up there. But, and I'm not blaming it all on her. Again, she's had some unforced errors. She's had some of her own forced errors that she's done. Everyone does that. She's still really young in all this, game in NASCAR, but I just don't want to see her move up right away. I could be wrong. A lot of people say different things between the trucks and Xfinity, like it's night and day, but I don't know, and time will tell. But she's got to do something better. And Matty D being 12th, that was good. He looked way better at the beginning of the race as we went through. He's right up there in top 5, 8. Finishing 12th, it's not the best after that last pit stop. They obviously, fell off, but we got to get the consistency going so they could challenge for wins. But again, look where the team was before he got there. So it's a vast improvement so far. They just need to keep, going on from there, because I'd like to see him be more consistent because we know how much talent he has. It's just he's never in really good equipment to be able to do it, at least in my opinion. So we'll see how that one works out as well. Some quick takeaways from all of it. They're off until March 18th at Atlanta for another plate track. So, and I think we have Bristol Dirt coming up somewhere too, which is going to be another different track. That means so we'll see. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to go on Anchor if you'd like to set up a monthly stipend to help, as they took all the ads away from me. It'd be appreciated. Help microphones, cameras, trademarks, all kinds of stuff. But no matter what, just share it out. I'll be back with another 1 or 2 of these things because of Chase Elliott and all the other action happening this weekend, and it makes Monday shorter. But thank you, and until we meet again, deuces, peace. I'm out. Bye, folks.